Hi, I'm Heidi Ushikoff, and you're watching Doggie Diaries. Today I'm here with Peggy Carney and her handsome dog, Finnegan. And Finnegan is a chow, right?
Finnegan is a chow, right?
And how old? He's 5. He's 5?
He's 5 in November. He's 5 years old.
Nice. And how did you and Finnegan first meet?
Well, Finnegan and I first met 5 years ago. He came from a kennel in Canada, southern Ontario, the same kennel that 2 other of my chows have come from. He's actually chow number 4. So he's chow number 4. And when I was looking for a puppy, I had lost my previous dog, and I went back to the kennel and I said, "What have you got for me?" And he was the pick of the litter, and he came to me. He was driven down by his owner and the woman who had owned his mother. And she drove down 10 hours from southern Ontario and put him right in my arms, and that's how we met, yes.
So he came all the way from Canada?
All the way from Canada, yep. He's very good in the car. He gets in a car and he looks out the window and he looks around and then goes to sleep. And I think that's probably how he came from Canada. He's a good rider.
So he's very comfortable in the car?
Very comfortable in the car.
And what activities do you like? Do you like to take Finnegan certain places more than others, or what activities?
Finn and I go for a walk first thing every morning. We go down to the post office. We get the mail. He gets a cookie from the Prize Crossing postmistress, and we meet the 7:10 train that goes to Boston, the Amtrak train. The conductor gets off and gives him a treat. And every time we have a change of conductors, we have to break in a new conductor so he knows he has to feed the dog. And so he gets socialized that way. And the people on the train all wave to him, and then we take our morning walk. After that, we go over to the dog park, the Beverly Dog Park.
Okay.
We've started going back over there. We went over there last summer, but of course during the winter it was a little hard with the snow. He doesn't really need a lot of exercise. My backyard is fenced in, so he goes out and he sits out there. He loves the snow. He'll sit out there in a snowstorm forever. Activities.
He likes to be out there while it's snowing?
Oh, he'll be out there while it's snowing. It'll snow all over him, and then when you call him in, this mound will suddenly kind of shake and move and open his eyes and come in.
Definitely get a nice coat for that.
And this is the summer coat. He's been shedding like crazy. I mean, there'll be dog hair everywhere when we leave.
No worries. It's Doggie Diaries. So, have you taken any trips with Finn? Is it okay if I call him Finn?
Oh, you can call him anything you want. Finn, Finny, Finnegan, we go by all of them. I haven't taken any real trips with him. I'm the secretary for the New England Chow Chow Club, and we do have club activities that are very often in Rhode Island. And we have our fall chow day and our spring chow day, which is a fun event. And we go there and they judge, prettiest feet. And it's like a dog show, but it isn't.
Okay. So, how long have you been a member of the Chow Chow Club?
Oh, I've been a member of the Chow Club for probably 10 years, and I've been, maybe more than that now, and I've been the secretary for 5 or 6 years. I think it's a job for life, but, it's okay.
Beautiful. Can you talk a little bit about your experiences in the club and maybe any stories from other chow owners possibly?
Well, the Chow Club is a very active club. There are probably 40 households on our mailing list, and they're all over New England. A lot of the people in the club breed and show, and I have shown the previous chows, but not Finnegan. I can't show Finnegan because the breed standard calls for an all-black nose, and if you look at his nose, it's not all black. So we don't do a confirmation showing, which is one of the reasons why we started going to do nursing homes and pet therapy.
Yeah, nursing homes and pet therapy, I found that really intriguing. Can you talk a little bit about your experiences with that?
Well, we started doing it because I was looking for an activity that would be something that he and I could do together. The time that we would spend together would be of value, that might help the community, something I could do on my own time. And it might do some good for elderly people. So we looked around a little bit, and I talked to a few different people, and we started going to one particular nursing home, and it's has kind of an umbrella. Part of it is assisted living, and part of it is a nursing facility. And they were very welcoming. They were very happy to have him come. He's not a trained therapy dog. As long as he was up to date on all of his shots, they were happy having him come over. So we go over usually every other Saturday to the assisted living complex. And he's made a lot of friends. We've all made a lot of friends. They love to see him come.
Yeah, I bet they look forward to his visits. And, you know, I imagine that probably, you know, I'm so glad that you came today with Finnegan, because maybe there's people watching that aren't aware that nursing homes and assisted living facilities are so welcoming, or certain ones perhaps are so welcoming of animals and the benefits that it has to the clients. So, you know, I'd like to share with you, if that's okay. When my grandmother was in a nursing home, we actually brought cats to see her, and you know, she would really look forward to that, and the nursing home was okay with it, and you know, just that closeness with the animals that the clients, I imagine they really look forward to it. So I think that I'd like to ask you a few more questions. How about how often does your chow eat?
Well, he used to eat 3 times a day when he was a puppy, and then we went to breakfast and dinner. And now he's not eating breakfast, so he tends to enjoy eating dinner, and then, like me, around 9 o'clock at night, he gets the hungry horrors, and he goes snacking around 9 o'clock. One of his favorite treats at 9 is vanilla frozen yogurt. He's a big ice cream fan.
Calcium.
Yes, and it's the non-fat, so it's good for both of us. We both have a bowl of ice cream
That's
at night.
nice. I like foods that you can enjoy with your dog. It's kind of fun, you know, like you can both have the same thing. That's kind of neat.
Well, when it comes to vanilla ice cream, yeah.
Yeah, certain things that are, you know, that are okay for the dog to have. That,
yeah.
So I was going to ask you, you know, can Finn, do you sometimes let Finn have people food? So
No.
yogurt, or mainly just the yogurt?
The frozen yogurt, other than
Yeah.
that, he gets kibble in the morning. Well, I free
Okay.
feed, so there's always a bowl of kibble on the floor. And he doesn't eat it all. He eats when he's hungry. He kind of walk by, and if he feels like it, he'll kind of graze through it, and then
Yeah.
he goes on. But I feed him lamb and rice,
Yeah, 'cause
wet
that's
food.
what's best for him, right?
It's easy to digest.
Yep.
It's very easy on the digestion, and the
Yeah.
rice is good for him.
Yeah, and
So-
sometimes they can have allergies. My friend's dog, she's very disciplined about not letting the dog have people food because the dog unfortunately has some allergies. So
Yeah.
I think it seems like most of the people that I've talked to mainly just let the dog have their special food, and if there's something like, you know, like yogurt or something like that, but generally the people food is a no-no.
Yeah, that's one of the things I have to watch
Yeah.
when you go to the assisted living complex.
And people want to feed
People
them.
want to feed him.
Yeah.
They'll feed him anything that they have on their plate.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
say, No. And I
Can be a little bit of a
always
challenge.
have a pocket full of
Yeah.
dog biscuits, and I just
Yeah.
say, oh, that's for you, that's for you. And
Yeah.
This is for him. And
Right.
oh, that's
And then they
fine.
learn. Yep.
They learn.
Yep. And so you mentioned, do you go to the Beverly Dog Park?
We go to the Beverly Dog Park. We were over there yesterday. Yeah, he has a good time over there.
And they have 2 sides. There's an area for little dogs and an area for bigger dogs. And
That's right.
Yeah.
The big dog. We're in the
big dog size.
big dog size.
Yeah. And Finn, he must look forward to that. And so you let him socialize with other dogs. And
He socializes there, and he also goes to daycare on Wednesdays. I think it's very important for a chow to be socialized all of their lives. Chows have gotten a bad rap over the years, as have pit bulls and a lot of other breeds, and so I socialize him constantly. So we go to the dog park, he goes to daycare. He's always had a very mellow, calm temperament anyway. I've never worried about him being aggressive.
Wonderful.
So we like to be ambassadors for the good chow image. We push that.
Definitely.
He's very calm. He's like this most of the time.
very
Is he
mellow.
awake?
So, what advice would you have for someone else who's thinking about getting a chow?
Well, first of all, research the breed. Chows aren't for everybody. He's a sweet boy, very stubborn. Chows are very stubborn. People who
Very independent.
very independent, and they want their own way. And so you have to always be alpha with a chow. You have to make sure that he knows you're the boss.
Okay.
People who see me walking him in the mornings have probably seen him do his lie down thing. We walk along, and he's fine on the outgoing walk. Coming back, he'll decide, nope, down he goes. Sometimes it'll be in the street.
Okay.
Very stubborn. So somebody looking for a breed, he's not a lab. I mean, he's not a golden retriever. He's not any of the dogs.
He's very distinct.
He's very distinct, and
Yeah.
chows don't work to please you like a lot of breeds. Chows work
Okay.
to please themselves.
Okay.
So you have to know that. A chow isn't always the best first dog for
Okay.
anybody. If they haven't had a dog before, maybe they shouldn't have
Yeah,
a chow.
definitely do the research.
Definitely do the research. Go to a good breeder.
Mm-hmm.
There are several. There's one very good breeder in Maine. He came from Canada. Stay away from the puppy mills. Don't do what I did with my first chow, which my first chow came from a pet store.
Oh.
He was a puppy mill puppy, and he looked nothing like the chows that you see today. So
Okay.
it was random breeding out in South Dakota someplace. So
Oh.
don't do that.
Don't do
I
that.
learned.
Okay.
Go to a good breeder. Go to the dog shows. Look around. Talk to the owners. You learn an awful lot that way. Come to
Okay.
some of the Chow Club events.
Okay.
There's a lot of information out there, even online. Our club has a website, and there are several websites for almost any breed that anybody's thinking about.
And a lot of the events are in Rhode Island.
Well, it seems as though most of our club members are in Rhode Island, even though it's a New England club. I don't know how that happened, just random.
Just random.
Yeah, it just happened.
And so, do you have any other, I mean, it's such a close bond you have with an animal, and do you have any other, little anecdotes or stories or, anything else that you'd like to talk about or share with the viewers?
I don't know about funny stories. The chow I had before him was a black chow, Sophie, and I had her up in New Hampshire. And we were walking through the woods one day, and there was a jogger, and she was just running along, and she just stopped dead in her tracks. She thought it was a bear. And, she, it's a dog. They don't think about that with him, but
She was just in the.
she was just walking along, minding her business, and the poor jogger almost had a heart attack because the big black chow,
And she was very relieved it was a dog.
I'm very relieved it was a dog. Yeah, they made friends, and they were fine.
Okay.
They were good.
Well, I want to thank you for your time today. I want to thank Finnegan, and thanks for being on Doggie Diaries. And until next time, thanks for the viewers for watching.
And thank you for having us.
Hi, I'm Heidi Yushikoff, and you're watching Doggie Diaries. Today we're here with Brian Murphy and his beautiful dog Sophia. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Heidi. It's great to be on the show. I know we've been trying to do this for about a month, and we're excited to do it.
Terrific. So we have
Sophia.
Sophia. She's the star of the show. And what type of dog is Sophia?
Well, Sophia is a golden doodle. So she's half golden retriever and half standard poodle, white poodle. And interesting fact, her father was best in show at the Westminster Dog Show, best in the breed. And so she has some good lineage, but we've ruined all that since then, so that's okay.
Wow, that sounds really exciting. And how old is Sophia?
Sophia is 8 years old, although she acts like a 2-year-old.
Well, she has lots of energy. That's terrific. And how did you first meet Sophia?
Well, my wife Brenda found her through a breeder who was out in Royalston, Massachusetts, which is kind of near Vermont, New Hampshire border in that intersection. And we were looking for a smaller dog. We had a golden retriever before who was about 100 pounds, and we were looking for a smaller dog. So the breeder said, well, this dog will probably grow to about 40 pounds. And that's basically exactly what she is. She's not, she doesn't look 40 pounds. She looks a lot bigger, but she's a lot of hair. And she is actually 40 pounds.
So she's 40 pounds of love?
40 pounds of love, and lots of it.
And what are some activities that you and Sophia enjoy?
Well, I typically take her for walks, every morning. One of the rest of my family, someone will take her for a walk at night. Typically once or twice a week, I take her for long walks. Now we're over by Herd Stadium, and I'll take her for a walk down to the Beverly Salem Bridge, or up to say Stop and Shop, or even up to Shaw's. I'll take her for like a long couple-mile walk, which is I think it's great for her. She loves walking. We'll also take her up to the beaches up in Gloucester in the wintertime. Good Harbor we go to a lot with her, and any other beaches that we can get the dogs to. That it's always a great thing to do.
So she loves to swim at the beach and play in the sand?
She loves to have other dogs chase her, and then when they get close, she runs into the water or runs close to the water, and the other dogs are smart enough to stay out of the water because it's usually November, December, and they don't want to get wet. So.
And what are some challenges about being a dog owner that you might share?
The challenges are, I guess, they never really grow up, so you can't leave them alone. You have to find someone. If we go away for something, we have to find someone that will take care of the dog. And we've been fortunate enough to have always have some people who want to watch her because she's very easygoing and just really likes people, gets along with people really well. So it's been easy for us to find people to watch her, and people have offered, oh, if you go away, please let us know. We'll watch your dog for a week.
I can see why. She's so beautiful and fun to be around. And have you, done any little bit of training with Sophia at all? Like, does she like to fetch, or does she like to, raise her paw and things like that, or sit?
Well, she could do a couple tricks like that. If we ask her to sit, we will get an example here. Okay. Sophia. Kids and animals, hard to work with. Hey, Soph, what's this?
Sophia.
She's chewing her foot at this moment.
So she mainly comes for Sophia, not Sophie, or do you ever shorten it?
She'll come at anything.
Or Soph, do you ever shorten it?
Snacks.
Okay. Let me sit back here. Well, she's...
Soph?
Yeah.
Sit. Show me your paw. There you go. She'll do both of them, so that's it. Usually we try to make her earn the snacks. We just don't give her the snacks.
Okay. And what about her diet? Like, how often do you feed Sophia?
We typically feed her twice a day. We feed her in the morning and we feed her at night, and that's just to spread her out a little bit, so she's not, she doesn't get too hungry, and it works out good for us. Some days it seems like when we're grilling steaks, she'll hold off eating her nighttime dinner because she thinks there's a better offer coming. So, well, we might give her a little bit of juice or maybe a little bit of meat if she's good.
Yeah. Does she eat soft food or dry food or both?
She eats mostly dry food. We found that works out best for her. And we do give her some people food, but not a whole lot of people food. We just don't want to get her into the habit of that, and we especially don't give her food when we're eating at the dinner table. We always figure that our old dog got into a real good habit of just hanging by the kids and watching them drop food, and she just kind of goes off to the side, and after dinner, if we give her a treat, maybe we'll give her something there.
Has Sophia ever been to the dog park at all in Beverly?
I think she was there just once. She likes to run kind of free, so if we find some trails around here on the North Shore, we go up to Appleton Farms a lot. Not in the grass rides area, but at the place we can bring the dogs. We go up there and let her run wild and free, and she really likes that. But she's good. She doesn't take off. She'll run ahead 100 feet, run back 100 feet, run ahead 100 feet, run back 100 feet. And so usually by the end of a walk through the woods there, she's nice and tired, which is good. She gets good exercise, and she gets good and tired from it. And
how does she like to socialize with other dogs? Do you have friends that have dogs? Does she like to socialize very much?
Oh, she's Miss Congeniality, and she gets along with any other dog. If she sees a dog coming towards her on the street, if we're walking her, she'll get down, lie down as low as she can go, and like her head's tilting down like she wants to play. And when they come up, she bounces up and basically just wants to play. I don't recall ever hearing her bark at another dog. She's been barked at plenty of times, and that we don't need to film that. But she just really gets along well. Her best friend Sadie lives a couple blocks from here, and she sees her quite often. And on the weekends, I take her for a walk over in some fields, and she has her other friends, Tank and Rocco, who are some golden retrievers. Big up for Tank and Rocco.
Is it okay if I give her a treat?
No, she will love a treat.
Okay.
Make her do a trick, do something.
Okay.
Have her earn it.
What do you suggest?
Oh, just have her sit for a start.
Okay,
and then
sit.
You can see what you can do from there.
Wonderful. That's a great job sitting. Yummy, yummy. Well, Brian, thank you, and Sophia, thank you so much for participating in Doggie Diaries today, and thanks for being with us. And this is Heidi Ushikoff, and you're watching Doggie Diaries. Thanks to the viewers at home, and have a pleasant time.